Hey there, high-level enthusiasts, marketers, and SaaSpreneurs. I'm JB, and you've tuned into the podcast that's all about taking your high-level game to new heights. Each week, we bring in top industry experts who dive deep into the strategies that drive success specifically for high-level users. Whether it's getting more customers, leveling up your knowledge, or supercharging your high level with new strategies, we got you covered. Today's episode is Conversations That Connect using Conversation AI, and we figure we bring in great familiar face in the community, Mr. Jeff Vanasdal, the founder of List Builder, to join us. Jeff and his team specialize in building email and SMS lists and fuel those interactions with conversation AI so it brings out the human side of the AI, which we could always use a duplicate of ourselves. We're going to cover three things in this episode, and these three things should really help you level up your high level experience. First is having the right conversations at the right time. Second is the power of social engagement. And third is perception is reality. We expect you to enjoy this episode, that it's packed with with action. We're excited that you're going to be joining us for this episode. It is packed with actionable insights tailored just for you. Let's get this started. Jeff, it's great to have you on the show, man. How have you been?
Dude, thanks for having me. I've been awesome. Just like just having a high level. I think it's been like 3 years since I've had a high level, and it's just changed the game basically for every aspect of my life.
Hey, man, bro.
Crazy.
I just got goosebumps when you said that, man. Changing the game for every aspect of my life, man. I mean, there's a lot of things that could do that, right, in theory, and there's a lot of things that actually do it, like physically. And it sounds like you have that experience that you want to share with how it's really made a difference, and that's why we wanted you to jump on here. I don't want to let the cat out the bag here and give your whole episode up, but I know you got a lot of things buckled down that you're going to unlock and share with the crew. Do you mind sharing a little bit about how you got started with high level? Maybe, like, did you find us by accident? Did you find us through a friend, someone sell you something?
Yeah, it was actually I just made a friend with inside of a mastermind. He's like, hey man, you gotta check out high level. And that's exactly how I am now with people who've never heard of high level. I'm like, if you don't get on this high level thing, you are absolutely missing out. And I've actually cold called marketing agencies before and like, well, we've never heard of high level. I'm like, okay, if you guys don't jump on this, like I cannot explain how awesome this is. And if you miss the boat on this, like be you're gonna regret not doing this right now. And I'll call you 1 year later and you're like, well, I just started with it. I'm like, just imagine if you had it right now. But that's what that guy did for me. And I remember when I first started high level, it's kind of overwhelming. There's so many things you can do with it. But my background's always been in motorsports, so I just went that direction. I was gonna do uh like database reactivations for off-road dealerships. I remember getting on a call with Sean and Robin trying to set up my account like that.
Good old
Trying to,
days.
yeah, that's crazy. So I pivoted from that. Of course, COVID hit and changed a bunch of things for basically everyone. Um, yeah, back then I was working for a major manufacturer called Can-Am. They make like ATVs and side by sides, sort of like Honda or Yamaha. So I was in charge of their social media, managing like 4 million plus followers. Absolute dream job for any young guy coming up, driving all the commercials and just doing absolutely, what I've been doing my entire life, but
Doing
for
cool
like a
stuff, man.
yeah. Yeah, and then COVID hit, of course, and they thought the industry was going to tank. So I got a call one day, and they're like, "Hey, man, we got to let you go." And of course, other people in the office had to go too. So I was out of a job for like, I don't know, 3, 4 months, something like that. And I was like, "Man, I'm just kind of dabbling around, doing websites, doing some just side gigs here and there." And then I was talking to you earlier about this Instagram story I saw with Kevin Harrington from Shark Tank, and I was like, that'd be maybe I could do something with this, and making a chatbot for the Kevin Harrington event with other guy I knew. Sent that off. Just I made a bot mock-up basically. It looked exactly like their Instagram account. Shoot it over. I shot it over to them, and they said, "Dude, this is awesome. How do I start working with you?" And this is like on a Tuesday at like I don't know. I think it was like 6 o'clock, and I live in Indiana, and I don't know why it just rolled out of my mouth. Tell you what, I'll be out there tomorrow. And my wife looked at me like I was crazy. And then you can probably guess what she asked me. She said, "Are you getting paid for this?" Well, I don't know. Maybe.
Scary
So
words to spit out, man. I mean, that was brave of you.
I was in trouble for that one because it only had like, I don't know, $300 for one-way ticket out there. So I flew out there and I found out like they're using ClickFunnels to basically drive everything to from landing page to like Google Sheets. From Google Sheets, they're texting people back and forth. It's just a big mess. So what I ended up doing, I was like, hey, you ever heard of HighLevel? And I got him on HighLevel. That was like my first official HighLevel client. And then from there, just started progressing. But yeah, that's my big jump into HighLevel.
So, you basically reached out randomly to some Instagram account that obviously is related to Kevin Harrington. Could you get there like like what happens? Can't cliffhanger me here, man. You gotta give me the at least the ending of the story
Yeah.
here, because the crowd's gonna start
So
putting in the comments what happened, what happened, what happened.
yeah, so I flew out. I got there and ate breakfast with the guy that was doing the event with Kevin Harrington.
Hmm.
Ate breakfast, went to his it was in Orange County, California on Fashion Island, this beautiful place. And he'd have people come into his office all the time that own businesses. And I just get talking with him and he's like, dude, Jeff just came in and flew like this, the most gangster thing I've ever seen. Like just flew out here on a whim to help me create this chatbot. And yeah, I ended up picking up like 3 or 4 clients when I was out there. Got enough money to fly back home, and yeah, and then started building HighLevel accounts out, uh, which is a whole nother thing. So I was doing HighLevel builds. Now I'm doing AI chatbots, and they all work together in
Yeah.
sync.
And so just so that we have a little context here, are you all in as an agency owner on HighLevel? I mean, I don't want to get too personal here, but are you splitting your time 50-50 from a 9 to 5? Are you all in? Are you like what's your story like at the moment with everything that's happened before?
That was it. Like I burnt. I mean, I didn't have anything else going on besides. I don't think I've had a real job, actually, like a real job, quote unquote, since I was 16 at Target. Like, or I was a cashier at Target. So, yeah, all in on it on a HighLevel. My agency started in 2020 officially. That's when I lost my job at Can-Am.
Hmm.
Uh, and yeah, I had to make it work.
Man,
But I've literally I have pictures on my phone of my wife standing next to like a Tahoe uh that's in the garage now because of HighLevel. Just little things that like my dream board. I'm like, oh, I'm take a picture of it, and I still have I have a gallery on my phone.
yeah.
Most of it's happened already just because of like being in the industry and using HighLevel and helping other agencies and other companies out using HighLevel. Like there's nothing out there
So
like it.
you burn the boats, you go hybrid where you're working with, direct to customer, you're working with direct to agency. Your expertise is pretty much for whoever wants to incorporate, bots, AI, conversation, engagement, right? And this comes from working that corporate experience with Can-Am, and then obviously your passion and your energy for just doing things that people don't want to do, right? Like being creative. In an age of conversations and authenticity and being yourself and going out and about and networking, right? All these terms and phrases and things that people say you got to do to be successful. Can you do that by incorporating AI? And if so, let's say someone's not techie, like how do you go about it without breaking your computer or your web browser or your brain, right? Like, where do you start these days? There's so much experts and like how tos and go tos that it's a little overwhelming.
It is overwhelming, but I didn't go to school for marketing. People ask me all the time, like, what do you do? And I'm like, oh, I have a software company and a marketing company. And they're like, wow, do you like do your own code and stuff? Well, I taught myself like basic HTML when MySpace was around, like custom MySpace layouts. But I'm not a big coder or anything like that. So anyone that's looking to build, like, you don't have to be a techie. You can literally get on. This is what I did. Just get on YouTube and watch videos. Like one of my morning routines every single day is just grab a cup of coffee, sit down, and for example, Sean rolling out all the new updates with HighLevel, just go in there and watch every video. And they're only like, I don't know, 1 or 2 minutes long of updates for HighLevel. And then you guys have a ton of other videos and also other people doing how-to videos.
Yeah,
That's the best
absolutely.
way to learn.
Man, one thing about our community, and you just called it out, man. Like, it's just very informational based, and it's even when I'll jump on YouTube, type in high level, go high level. I could type in any variant. It's always someone new with a couple thousand views of just giving some strategy, giving some information. Now, whatever they use that for, whether it's for a course, for building their local authority, building their credibility, it's super helpful. And when we were talking offline, the biggest thing you mentioned to me and it stuck with me was like, don't consume this till you overload. Take action on it. Like,
Absolutely.
so could you how do you go about taking action on this stuff as you consume it every day? You say, put 25, 30 minutes on the calendar, you're absorbing, updates, changes, and then you're kind of seeing what your peers or colleagues are doing in the high level community. And then outside of it, where do you start with taking action?
I would just start, say you're watching a video about, say, integrating AI or just using ChatGPT. That's a great example because HighLevel could do ChatGPT inside of the workflows and everything. Learn how to prompt. Well, just go to ChatGPT and just learn. Just watch the video. And if you have dual monitors, it's even better. You watch the video over here, watch it, and then do whatever that was on the screen just then. So don't just sit there and consume, and I'm guilty of it too, just drink my coffee away watching these videos because it's relaxing. I'm a computer nerd, but take the time to actually do it. Just watch it and then do it on another screen, and then you're gonna learn it.
Man, I'm with you, right? I'll consume as much as you do. And I'll even go as far as grabbing the transcript, having it summarized, maybe grab some takeaways, and I'll archive it. Right? Like, the
Yeah.
action is like you mentioned is the doing. Pick one thing and get it done. So when we discussed having you on here, you said you want to give a few things that people could do right away and take away some of these nuggets from the thought and the excitement around AI while it's always rejuvenating, right? There's always a new version of it coming out or a new strategy or a new way to handle it. So let's jump into our first topic here, if you're cool with it.
Sure.
Having the right conversations at the right time, right? So, let's just put ourselves in the shoes of um, a high level agency owner. Maybe they have a VA or two. They're sending out some emails. They're doing some paid ads. They're doing some outbound SMS. They're engaging within their socials, and they're driving people back to their respective properties to engage. And we do these blasts or these bursts, right? Every so often where we'll just do like 5,000 text messages or 500 messages or a bunch of money on ads. And then we find ourselves like, I'm only one person.
Yeah.
How have you helped others or a combination of both weave in the AI and so that way those births are getting, good ROI, good action from it.
Well, the thing I go to with AI, especially like trying to like the text blast, if you have the text, like say you send a big text blast out, you can build a bot that sounds like just like you. Like, for example, my tone is like I like to use man, dude, kind of like that Cali talk, even though I'm from Indiana, it doesn't make really any sense. But you can give the bot the same voice that you have. Um, and it's pretty simple. You just type in literally one or two sentences, like your your bot, the bot, you are Jason at List Builder, and you have a cool, fun vibe to you, and take into account when you're writing this prompt, it'll however you write, if you say man or cool or like, oh, that's awesome, like it'll take into account that those like verbs into that personality too. So um not only can you tell it how to interact, but it'll actually pull from your prompt as well, like as far as those like being professional or just low key friendly, if that makes.
So let's let's say if I were to say like this is how I've done it, and again, I'm no expert at this. I just kind of as I learn something, I put it into play, and if it works, I keep doing it, right? So like what I would do is I go to Google Docs, I put my earbuds in, and I just naturally talk voice to text
Mhm.
because for me to type and think and build out this like cool factor, I'm gonna fail at that, right? So I just want to speak to it. And then I'll say like, let's say something like, I want you to, you're an AI bot. Um, your name is Johnny Five. I want you to resemble the Johnny Five movie robot with a cool, funny, down to earth personality with a mix of Matthew McConaughey, or whatever the case may be, right?
Yeah.
Some weird thing. Um, and then I'm assuming by teaching it that personality, it'll start grabbing things from online. And then I do that part now. Like, what else do I need to do to make that work for me?
As far as the bot goes,
Yeah,
building the bot.
like the first part is like giving it its identity, right? And then
Yeah.
what?
So how we build the bots, we start with role, then goal, rules, conversation flow, and then context. So we just chatted about role. What's
Yeah,
your role? Role contains your personality, like the bot's personality, and what the bot is supposed to do. Like you are AI chatbot representative, your goal is to help answer any questions the user might have about booking appointments or FAQs. That's role, goal, rules. Rules is where you can set like particular rule bases, like do not like when you provide answers, do not go past 250 characters. So it limits how long the
yeah, it's a
response.
big. I didn't think about that.
That's a big thing that I get questions. So I host an AI chatbot call every single day, Monday through Friday, teaching people how to build AI chatbots.
So
Uh, so that's one of the biggest like questions I get asked is, well, how do I get it to not be so lengthy? Um, yeah, so that's you can set the rules, and then role goal rules, conversation flow. Conversation flow is like what's the how do you want the bot to interact? Or is it just, hey, first ask, hey, are you a current customer or are you looking to come in or are you a customer in the past? Then have the bot ask any questions you might want to ask. That goes into the conversation flow. Context is just like background, like about section on the company. You could provide the hours, the website, the social media channels, stuff like that.
awesome, and I think I never really followed that framework, right? I don't know, right? I never came across that PDF. I never came across that pin on Pinterest. I never came across that YouTube video. I just right? Like once you kind of know what you want to do, you stop looking sometimes. And I think that's where I'm at in my AI journey, right? Because I did a lot of overconsumption. So role, goal, rules, flow,
Conversation,
conversation flow,
context.
context. And you're going to provide a link that's going to be in the description with some of, these talking points. You'll share a little bit about what you host, what you do. Because I know people are going to ask, right? Like that's why we bring folks like you on to help educate, inspire, and kind of give a different point of view. So, we talk about doing these blasts, these outreaches, whether it's direct mail, personal for your agency. Same applies for the clients too, right? Maybe you have a
Yeah,
tanning
yeah.
salon, you have a chiropractor, you have a carnival, a street fair, event organizers. They got to talk to people, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's amazing what AI can handle. 'Cause in the past I was using ManyChat,
Right?
but now with HighLevel using the comments feature, I don't even need ManyChat anymore. That was if people aren't familiar with ManyChat, it's just a bot builder.
Yep.
But HighLevel has all that and more inside of HighLevel. It's a native feature now.
It wasn't always like that, right? And again,
Uh,
this goes back to, you've been with us, what, 3 years, you said? 3 years as
yeah,
a user?
or
3-ish?
something like that. Yeah.
3 or 4 years, right? Like our customers, like yourself, like we need this, we need this. I'm paying for this. I like this. I want this. And we bring out version one, our skateboard effect, and then next thing you know, we build upon it with feedback, best practices, and right from the street experience. So appreciate you for your contribution to that. Conversation AI, whether it's being used or not, is a hidden gem still for many because there's still a big market that's not using AI, whether it's fear, uncertainty, or just they don't know it really exists for the general public. When you're training this bot, what's some experience you have with training AI bots for agencies, for customers, for the whole? Is there a framework you use for that that's worked a little bit better?
Yeah, I would say it's not going to be perfect off the cuff. You have, just like you would hire a VA or someone to help work with you, it's not going to be perfect from day one. Going back to the prompt that we were talking about earlier, role, goal, context, conversational context. What I like to do, I use ClickUp. I think you guys use ClickUp too internally, but use ClickUp. I like to use ClickUp Docs instead of Google Docs. I feel like it's way easier to use, and you can stack like you can have folders, and also there's AI built in now. I think it's like a paid feature, but that's what we do. We build the prompt one time, so we call that version one. Then we test the bot. Then if something like it's getting too lengthy, we duplicate that prompt, call it V2, and then just highlight what we changed from version one. That way you're not constantly chasing your tail and like, oh, what I changed from version one, version two. And you'll just keep dialing in that prompt.
That change log matters.
Yeah. Otherwise you're just gonna keep shooting stuff out there. You don't even know what what you changed.
Yeah, the
It's gonna
change
take
log
like,
matters, and I think you start to appreciate the change log when you start seeing results, and then when they dip a little bit or they increase, they spike, because now you have those KPIs to say, all right, what do we do different from this time frame to increase this conversation conversion or new traffic or new referrals? Like, you know, I want to throw one at you, right? Let's say, you own a fitness studio, right? How would you use conversation bots, AI for a fitness studio to bring in new gym members?
depends on the channel. So like say if you're running Facebook ads, you can connect the bot to Facebook ads and say if it's a this is what I love about the AI and conversational AI is a lot of people inside of high level get kind of hung up on the SMS, especially with A2P. It's like you sign on a new client, then you got to get them approved for A2P to get that rolling. It's nothing with high level. It's just that's what the carriers make you do now. Um,
It's that delay, and the delay throws you off.
oh yeah. So now instead of doing SMS, like a lot of people, especially gyms, this model is they throw out an ad, Facebook Messenger, say it's a Facebook lead ad. They fill out the Facebook lead ad. Then inside the workflows, it sends a text message to that person and says, "Hey, it looks like you're interested in coming in for free personal training session." Well, say you sign on a client and your phone number's not A2P approved yet. Instead of doing the Facebook lead ads that sends a text message, you can run Facebook Messenger ads and connect AI, the conversational AI to it and run the bot. So you're getting around the A2P. And it's actually going to be cheaper because anyone really not familiar with Facebook ads, you have like let's just say three main levels of Facebook ads. The top one is landing page ads. The middle one is Facebook lead ads, and the bottom one is messenger ads. Now, in that order, the top is the most expensive. You're going to pay the most to pull people off of Facebook and Instagram to your landing page. I call those like traditional ads. Well, that's going to cost you the most. The second tier is the Facebook lead ads. It's going to cost less than the traditional ads pulling them off Facebook onto your own website because Facebook loses those eyeballs once they pull that person off of Facebook. The Messenger ads. Messenger are the cheapest ads you can run. Plus, it's that one-on-one conversation immediately that you can start building rapport with that prospect. That's what I like to do. And you can do that with conversational AI.
Yeah. And I think now, from the takeaway you shared with me, I would do you are you are a fitness concierge that's helping people that are not excited about fitness but know it's important. You want to have a fun personality with a tonality of Arnold Schwarzenegger, maybe with a little
Yeah.
bit of Jeff Cutler, or whomever, right? Or male, female bodybuilder, with a fun tone of whatever, right? So we build out that role. And then I think you had mentioned, you want to build out some of the context around it. I want you to be able to offer them a free trial to visit one of our open house days. We run them on Mondays and Thursdays, certain times. They can bring a one family member. Make sure they bring their ID. Do not make any responses more than 250 characters.
Yeah.
Um, I want you to make sure that as you start the conversation or receive a conversation, that you're getting to find out if they're an existing member, bring in a friend. If they're not a member, did they just move into the area? How did they hear about us? And what is their number one fitness goal?
Exactly. Yeah.
Sweet,
You
man.
can,
So I'm on the right path. I'm not perfect at this, but
yeah. Yeah. That is a great framework to go off of for any gym owner because all that's being collected. Like when you're sleeping, the AI chatbot can do that.
awesome, man. And I appreciate you sharing that because, that's one example of taking action immediately, right? Just getting in the bot, whether it's directly with the open AI, let's say you're paying a subscription for open AI, or you've activated the conversation AI within HighLevel. It's all feeding within the same right brain at some point, some way, whether it's repackaged, remixed, or direct. Um, so now we do these ads, we do these conversation outreaches, we're responding back. How do we like? Is what is your experience with people saying, well, AI is like people want to talk to real people. They don't want to talk to robots, or people don't want to feel fooled. Like, what's your whole response when someone says that objection?
I think it's silly. I think I think AI chatbots are a lot better answering questions than humans are most of the time. You've seen me stumble in this video quite a few times already. If it was AI, that would not happen.
I'm with you, man. I agree with you. And I think this is where we initially spoke about just that human touch, right? Like if you have the employee that's by the book, A through Z, never skips a beat, never says yum, the, or right? These filler words. And then you have yourself, which is like the hero per se of like, hey, this guy's cool, man. He wears his hat backwards, he's got a hat on, he's down to earth. Like there's a best of both worlds. And I think for a business, you have to have best of both worlds. You got to have the cool employee, you have to have the serious, maybe firm employee, and then you have to have like the manager. And people
Yeah.
are used to experiencing that. So telling that story through AI, you do that now personally and for others.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, like because that's always the objection, right? And we don't want to, I don't want to go too depth in it, but now we take that experience and you mentioned like a messenger ads. And then like in HighLevel, we have the CAPI, right? So it records the conversion and then it pushes it back to Facebook. And if any viewers were at our last advanced mastermind, we had Facebook come in, share about that direct integration partnership we have with them on that to make it easy for a HighLevel user. So definitely look up in the Go HighLevel help guide CAPI, CAPI, I believe it is. I think that's what it
I
is.
think okay.
Conversion API essentially for Facebook. And then make sure to like what you had mentioned, connect the messenger ads, connect the conversation AI, and now you got something that's 24/7 rolling.
Oh, yeah. And what's cool is it'll bring in all the conversations. Like if you're super new to high level, when I get on with someone that is thinking about getting on high level, I'm like showing them around, hey, you could do this and this. I absolutely love the conversational tab where you could connect Facebook, Instagram, your social media channels, and also SMS and email, and you could see the conversations coming in. So that I think that is one of the coolest things. And you can see how the bots like answering stuff and with conversational
Yeah.
AI, you can get them sound like, oh, that's good. That's a good and you can actually train it that way too.
What's really nice, and I don't want us to get geeked out here. For those that are not high level users, you got to jump in. We have in the description below a trial that you could experience high level for yourself. But I think the biggest thing here is more of how they come into the high level ecosystem, and then you can put them in an automation tree. You can put them in a nurture sequence. You could put them into retargeting. Like it's really like a toolbox like of its own kind, which is nuts. So let's pivot here to social engagement, right? You alluded to this briefly. One of your favorite features is the commenting feature,
Yeah.
right? So maybe if you're watching or listening to this, you've seen before someone will say comment this word below or do this and I'll send you that. Um, what you're telling me is that you connect that to your conversation AI, so they engage the comment that grabs it in your high level, and then what do you do with that?
Yeah. Well, this was the big thing I was doing with MiniChat back then, before AI was the comments feature. So how how it works is I'm just going to stick with the giveaway example because that's what we do a lot to build email SMS lists. So and I'll use aesthetic brand, so like a Botox brand. This is actually a real case study we did. So we did a $500 gift card giveaway. And all it was comment giveaway, and we'll send you DM the complete entering. So you've probably seen it before where it's like someone run a giveaway where it's like follow us, tag three friends, and you're in to win. All that does is get you more followers, which is kind of a vanity metric. Um, but doing it with conversation AI and high levels commenting feature, you can say in the caption, follow us, tag three friends, and we'll send you a DM to finish entering. You don't have to use a trigger word. For example, like giveaway, you can just trigger off of comments. So for example, if they tag three friends, well, their three friends is going to see that, and you're also getting more followers, which seems like everyone in the world wants more followers, even though it doesn't really matter too much. So
I feel like we're getting away from that, from the
they,
ecosystem, to your point, right? Like the followers was a thing then. Like even now you can hide your likes. Like it's not even about that. And we see so many duplicate accounts that are out there marketing that they don't even have like profile pictures on it. It's more of just reach.
yeah, it is reach. It's engagement. That is what you want. That's what is so cool about the comments feature is, all right, so say like, so we just do the keyword giveaway. Someone comments giveaway, and high level natively can respond back to that comment and says, just start you a DM, or check your DMs. And then it will send that person a DM and it says, hey, it looks like you want to sign up for our giveaway. And they say yes. And the bot will kick in and say, cool, let's get you entered. What's your email? And they put their email. It automatically saves the email inside of high level. And also their name. If it's on Facebook, you don't even have to ask their name because it pulls the name, first name, last name in. Then you have the bot ask, do you want to sign up for our SMS club? If they say yes, then we ask for the phone number. It automatically saves the phone number. So it's like 3 seconds, you just got a name, email, phone number, like with AI. Then what we do on the back end, we like do an upsell, some kind of something for them to take action now. So ours in this particular case for that aesthetic brand was, hey, book an appointment now, and we'll give you a $50 skincare kit for free. Well, when we did that, we within a week, I think we booked like 28 appointments, which equated to like tw an extra $20,000 in our pocket that just that week. So we got more followers. more engagement, more native reach because how Instagram does their algorithm. So a comment is great, or a like is great. So like you get views, so you have views, then you have uh likes, then you have comments, then you have DMs, and this is like a I guess upside down triangle. The top is like that's what you want to get to. I guess that's the highest engagement. That's what Instagram is
The
looking for.
DMs.
DMs because that indicates people are being active inside of your Instagram one-on-one conversations. So Instagram sees that and rewards your account with more reach natively. You're not paying for Facebook ads or anything like that or boosting posts. The algorithm sees people interacting within your DMs and leaving more comments and liking your posts. And in this case, if you ask them for them to follow, you're getting more followers. So it's like a trifecta of everything you want and everything that the
Yeah.
algorithm is well.
And I think if let's just say, let's play worst case scenario here. You don't respond back to comments and you don't respond back to DMs, you're going to get penalized, I'm assuming, or right? Or it's going to show that your account's inactive or that you don't care, right? So then they say,
That's
look, we're not going to be doing that.
um that's the biggest thing. So everyone could be like if they're serious about Instagram and Facebook and they have a brand, they can hook up the comments feature instead of using click the link in my bio to learn more. That is so old school and it doesn't work anymore. Like you imagine like I think the average person scrolls is like a mile these days. Imagine seeing something cool, like a good example. We were talking about this a while ago, a wallet. These wallets were like $250. It was aluminum, titanium wallet. Well, I lose my wallet all the time on my phone. Uh, and I love the wallet that sticks at the back. And I sent a DM to that page, and I was like, "Hey, do these wallets have like the MagSafe feature?" Crickets for days. You know what I did? I just went out and bought a $17 wallet on Amazon because they never responded. And if they had AI, just simple AI bot that could answer that question, I would have had a pretty cool wallet uh, on the back of my phone right now.
Yeah. And I think, that leads us into perceptions reality, right? Like, I know I'm not the only one, but sometimes I leave a message without a reply for a while. And it's not that I don't want to respond back. It's I'm just my mind is not 100% available to do so. Maybe I'm in the middle of something. Maybe I'm trying to give myself a 3-minute rule and then that turns into a 30-day rule. Like whatever it is, I just don't want to respond back for whatever reason. And then that person thinks, well, he doesn't care or she doesn't care. So I'm not going to reach out to them anymore. Right. And I think that's kind of what happened to you in your example that you were ready to pay for this wallet. It's a custom wallet, it's a $250 wallet. Um, and you're like, hey, had a couple quick questions before I put this order in. Could you help me out? It wasn't like you were looking for like a promo code or a discount or free shipping. Just wanted to know if
Simple.
they had the piece in the back.
Yeah. Yeah. Simple.
And they lost you as a customer. And I think it's not about the price, it's about the feeling you get doing business with somebody, them answering your question, and then the speed to receiving it, right? Speed to lead is what they say. Well, I want to like speed to my answer. Like, give me my answer quick that I need so I can make a purchase.
Yeah, and if I'm speaking on like on brands, like trying to like emphasize the brands a bit more and build that relationship with those prospects is when you turn on the AI. For a good example is BarkBox. They make like I don't know, monthly subscription boxes that have dog toys in them.
Hmm.
I think I tagged them in a post the other day and they coming back. Like that is super cool.
It's that
Just use
connection.
AI. Like you could just build that relationship so easy if you just turn AI on and you can build it just like whatever brand voice you want to use.
And without naming a whole bunch of brands, there's a whole bunch of brands in different niches, whether it's fitness, energy drinks, um, clothing, whatever it is. These brands, what stands out for them is they interact, they
Yeah.
collaborate, they comment, they reshare, they repost, and their customers love it, and they keep becoming advocates.
Dude, that was literally my job for 5 years with Can-Am. That was my job. Social media marketing manager. Like that was it. Like I think my actually it was community manager.
Okay.
So that tells you like, dude, these big brands want to be like interactive with people on social media. So that's exactly what I was doing everything manually, of course. It was a bunch of work. Imagine if I had AI back then. Much easier.
Between your personality now, the personality of AI, the tools, the resources, you would have been even cooler, right? It would have been even more relatable,
Yeah,
right?
and
I
I could
think
respond
that's
way
right.
faster.
Because if you start, like, if I think back to what you were saying with the framing of the AI bot, if the role, the context, and it's not in the right order, but role, context, conversation flow, rules, right? You can
Mhm.
find the right questions to ask to then give that response and then tie that response into your FAQs, your internal documents, and then pivot as needed with a cool personality as a response. And
Yeah,
I think what you were saying, what you do with your clients is just a little bit more in depth, right? It's a little bit more time and customization, but really there's no limits aside from your mindset and your strategy.
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I think, perception in the sense of, well, like this all sounds cool, right? This is for the person that doesn't see the value yet, right? This all sounds cool, but it's a waste of time, or it's not going to make a big difference in my business, right? Those are opinions that, right? We'll respect those opinions. But could you give me like, if you can talk to that type of viewer directly, and they were saying, well, give me some advice then. What advice would you give to attempt to shift the mindset?
advice. I would just say dive right in. Don't be afraid to jump in. You're not gonna break stuff. I'm just thinking about my grandma right now. Like trying to teach her how to use like technology. She just doesn't want to. She doesn't want to break anything. That's what she says. I don't want to break it. Like you're not gonna break it. Same thing that goes to like anyone trying to get in is you're not gonna break anything. So dive right in. I don't know. I just
Yeah, I like that, man. You think of grandma, right? And that's, and
yeah,
again, not to put an age on anything, right? Because there's people in their age bracket that are more fit, smarter, stronger, more creative than those younger than them. I think it's
yeah,
more of just the mindset of the fear of loss or the fear of what if.
yeah. It's not gonna hurt anything. If anything, it's gonna hurt you if you don't jump in this AI because now this is the time. This is the pioneer age of AI. And if you don't jump in now, you're gonna be behind. Uh, I mean, it changes so much. But I go ahead and jump in. I mean, it's fun. I love absolutely love AI, and there's a ton of things you can do with AI. Another thing I thought of when you said that too, like why would someone get into AI? Well, here's another use case too. It was for an ecom brand. I don't know if I told you this one or not, but it was for recycled firefighter. Shout out to them. They they do recycled products out of firefighter hose.
Mhm.
We did a chatbot for them. This was like 2 months ago. They literally doubled their sales in 2 months because of the AI chatbot.
Wow.
And not to mention like being able to answer any FAQs that anyone might have
So
to
time
help.
consuming. It's
Yeah.
time consuming, man. Yeah, that's amazing.
So doubling the whole business. And he literally sent me a text and saying, dude, I haven't seen this much growth in 5 to 6 years. It's because of AI. Yeah.
That's rewarding in itself. That's
Yeah.
rewarding in itself. For someone that has been diving into AI, they feel like they might have tapped out. They feel like they know enough. They know more than the average. Like, I'm where I need to be. What if you were to meet this person at a conference or an event and they leveled with you on that type of mindset? What would you say to them to maybe shift or open up their mind a little bit on additional potential?
Of AI in itself.
Hmm. If they know everything, right? We all have a friend or maybe ourselves, right? I know what I need to know on it already.
I just, man, there's, I literally jump on calls every single day, and I'm like, huh, never thought of that. You're gonna be learning every single day. It's moving so quickly. Uh, and I think that's part of the fun. You just stay on top of it and don't be afraid to take action. Like learn something, implement it. And
Yeah.
then don't be afraid to put yourself out there either. Like when I did when I flew out to California. I didn't know I was gonna get paid. I had a gut feeling and it literally built my whole business just
Yeah.
from that one-way ticket.
Inspiring. Appreciate your time. These are my takeaways, right? So if you're tuning in live now, go ahead and jot down your takeaways below, but definitely set some time aside to consume a, a topic or a strategy on YouTube or Udemy or wherever you go to consume your information and take action on it immediately. That was like the number one thing I took from that part. Second is really understanding the framework, the how-to mechanics of creating your bot, your AI conversation assistant by using, role, rules, conversation flow, context. And I think I'm missing one or two, but you get the point. You could hit rewind and watch it, but there'll also be some notes below from uh from from uh from Jeff here. And then the last one is, you're leaving money on the table, or you're losing out on money if you don't have everything connected. So like, we talked about like training the bot and knowing how to get it working on its, minimum viable product status, but activating the comments within HighLevel, activating the messenger ads, add the copy to it so that way it sends a conversion back to Facebook. And then make sure that you're running fun, enticing offers, right? You're always optimizing your offer so that way you have good data. And then I think the last bonus one was when making changes, keep that change log top of mind. So you know what change you made. So that way you don't have to chase, like you said, chase your tail on what did I do differently this time? Did I miss anything, Jeff?
No, no. I'll actually send you a link to my free course as well, building the AI chatbots. So that would
Dope,
probably
man.
help
I
a
think
lot.
the audience would love that. Man, if you got some value to share and you can include it on your link below, I think, right, it's helpful. And I think, when we chat, I said the audience is going to love you because you're down to earth, you're easygoing, but you've been with us, from the early stages when you had our
Yeah.
founders like getting your account set up. There's a lot of you out there, right? But we always appreciate when you spend some time with us, man. Jeff, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for spending some time with me, with our audience. To our audience, thank you for taking the time to consume this, to take action on it, taking action on it. And for those that are interested in learning more about HighLevel and what it's about, or maybe you stumbled upon this, guys like Jeff, there's gals out there, there's everyone of all different experiences that are in the HighLevel community that are sharing best practices in our groups, on our podcasts, on our workshops. This community is filled with knowledge. And if you're willing to accept it, jump in on a trial below, click the link on the description, and meet folks like Jeff and others and have fun while you're doing it. Jeff, again, thank you, my friend. We're
Thanks
going to
for
wrap
having
up
me.
this episode if it's cool with you.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think we covered a lot, and yeah, just take action and don't be afraid to jump in this AI thing, because and tune into JB's AI challenges as well.
Oh, man, appreciate the plug, bro. Appreciate that. Audience, y'all been great. We got more coming at you. We'll see you then. Till next time, tune into our spotlight sessions where it's all about you, giving you the value, the strategies, and the insights to take action and grow your businesses with HighLevel. We'll see you on the next one.